There's this really terrible thing that happens when you're feeling unmotivated. It's like everything that you touch turns to crap, right? It's like you take a look at the blogs that you know that you need to create and you're just like, ugh. You think about your Facebook page, you think about those sales calls, you think about everything that you need to do, and it's really hard when you're feeling unmotivated to get moving. So what I'd like to share with you today are the things that I do and that you could potentially implement in order to get moving. Hey, my name's Nicola and welcome to this week's training, which is all about motivation. Now, there's a couple of ways that I know that you can get motivated, and one of those ways is looking externally to yourself for motivation. So this could be approaching a mentor, it could be looking at friends, it could be talking to clients, and really looking at different things that you can utilize in order to re-motivate and recalibrate. Now, all of that kind of stuff is like looking for external motivation. Now, the thing with external motivation is that it's kind of like fast burning fuel. Right? It's a bit like if you put an accelerant on your fireplace when you're trying to light your fire in winter, right? You put on an accelerant and it goes like whoosh, and it burns hot and fierce and bright, but it burns out really quickly. Right? It's not usually the kind of thing that is long-term sustaining. It's a bit like a sugar hit, yeah? Really fast burning fuel. Alternatively, there are things that you can look at in terms of recreating your internal motivation. Now, these internal motivators you can look at as it can get the ball rolling quite fast. So you can have a fast burn to start with, but then it will actually increase and grow with you and be a bit more of a slow burning fuel. So like really good fats in your diet, yep. So one of the things that you want to be looking at is like not just looking at the sugar hits and the external motivators to get moving, but also looking at ways that you can re-motivate yourself internally. Now, there are probably about three main things that I personally look at using and direct my clients to look at using. One of them is really taking a look at what is it that really lights your fire. Now, if you've got a big, long to-do list and it's all filled with crap that you don't want to do, that is going to be demotivating, right? If you've got your admin and your editing and the blogs and drafting emails and, if that's not your gig, like if your thing is really like getting your hands on people and helping them or talking to people or being on stage and running workshops, then that's a really big demotivator. So you want to look at ways that you can get the majority, if you can, the majority of that stuff off your plate. How can you get rid of it so that you can be doing the things that you really love to do? Conversely, if that stuff lights you up and you're always talking to people and you're feeling exhausted because of all of that, then you want to look at ways that you can perhaps reevaluate what it is that you're doing. The second big thing that I like to advise people to do, and again, I use this personally, is coming back to the reason that you're doing what you're doing. So your big ass why. Now, for a lot of us, it's around flexibility, freedom, choice, creating financial independence, and that's all really great. But when you're in the thick of a mindset funk, what I've found is that that's not really very helpful. The thing that I always come back to is, what is it that really sets my soul on fire? If it wasn't about making money, and if it wasn't about anybody else, and if it wasn't about having the freedom, like what would I be doing all day, every day that would light me up? And that to me is just helping people, like just getting out there and helping people. So the big why for me is about helping you guys to create and cultivate a life that you desire, that you enjoy, that has freedom, flexibility, choice, all that stuff that we want. But first and foremost, for me, it's really about getting out there and helping people. So I look for ways, if I'm in a mind funk, I will look for ways that I can do that. And the hell with the money, the hell with the time, the hell with whatever else it is that's going on. I'm just like, right, who can I help today? Let's talk to some people. Who can I get in front of? What can I do? How can I help them? The third thing that I really have a look at doing is remembering what my ideal day is going to look like when I've achieved this set of goals that I've got going on right now. So a big thing to do, and if you haven't done this in the last 90 days to 6 months, it's probably time that you redo this. Give yourself some space and some permission to dream. All right, think about what your ideal day is looking like. What are you doing? When are you getting up? What work are you doing? What work aren't you doing? Who are you talking to? Where are you living? Where are you holidaying? Yeah? Start to think bigger. Start to think, and for you, it might be easier to fast forward yourself 2 years in the future or 5 years in the future or maybe 10 years in the future. Sometimes it's really easy to fast forward, I want this in a year and this is what this day is going to look like. Now, what all of these internal motivators do is they start to shift your state, which is the way that you're thinking, okay? They also start to change your field. And like if we think about quantum physics, what you focus on is what you get. And the way that you look at the world is how the world tends to form and shape around you. So we want to be able to use this strategic visioneering and recalibrating to get your whole body and your whole field reprogrammed for where it is that you're going. And most of all, though, the biggest thing that I can suggest that you do is remember your big why. Like, why are you really doing this? Now, some other little things that can come into play. If like I'm saying, like if you're in a bit of a mindset funk, maybe you're having some upper limit problems. Maybe you're self-sabotaging. If everything's been going really well and you kind of get the speed wobbles, that can trigger this motivation dip. This is this kind of stuff that can really trigger that mindset funk. So do some looking at what you're creating. Have you sabotaged yourself? Are the beliefs that you have right now supporting the growth for where it is that you really want to be going? So that's that for today. Now, if you've got any questions about any of this, make sure you leave them below in the comments. You can email me. You can come over and follow me on my Facebook page and ask questions over there as well. My name is Nicola. I can't wait to bring you the next blog really soon. Take care and go get motivated.